Here goes then on what have we got? Stage 3 of the Zwift Unlocked series, the Scotland After Party. It's one lap, 9.2 miles, so it's an absolute blast. It's explosive. You can see on the top graphic there, there's opportunities for power ups, 5 in fact. It looks like an awful final climb to the finish. Uh, this is just full out, full gas, and you cannot hide. Look at the numbers on the right. 222 riders. I've never been in a group of riders with such depth. If you look at I've looked at the power figures on some of the competitors in here, and they're up near 4 watts a kilo, and we're on the 330 to 450 ZRS. This is prime time racing. It's so popular. I mean, fair play to Zwift. This series it's fantastic. It's great for exercising. It's so fast and, as I said, explosive. We've got a final climb, but there are 650 odd feet or 690 feet. So you can see the little niggly peaks and punches that we've got to go over. I think it repeats itself 4 times if you look closely. We're just going through the city here. You can see I'm over 320 watts in the draft, and I'm in the red, 344. It's on the flat, and I'm only just coming to the front now. I'm averaging 293 watts. I've got a power up here, but I'm going to save that. We're still on just gone through the lead-in actually. Honestly, this was really difficult. There was just no time to relax. I know you shouldn't be relaxing on a race like this, but seriously, there's no opportunity to relax. Everyone's using the van power up there. I've got the feather, so I'm not going to waste it here. I'm just going to wait till I'm on the next climb. But it's quick descents round these streets, whipping round the corners, round the roundabout here, and then you power into a little climb in a minute. There you go. And I was just wanted to see what the pace of this first climb is. If you haven't done this course before, I think it's been out 2 or 3 days now in the UK. Literally, I'd just be expecting. Usually, people might just climb here and they won't be putting it in, they won't be using the power up. I'm having to do 480 watts there to stay at the front. This is in the category 330 to 450. Still over 400 watts going over the peak there just to say, and just to stay in the front, and there's someone attacked off the front there. So I'm not even in the front 3 here. It was, I've got to say, excruciatingly painful keeping up. What we've almost done, we've done 1.4 miles, only done 70, nearly 80 feet, and I'm really stretched. 292 average, top left. Now this is, if you want to improve your fitness, as I said, and you want to better yourself, get on these races. I've started doing with the stage 1 and stage 2. I actually went out in a higher group, not as a recce, obviously I was competing, but the second race I understood the course, understood where to attack, where to defend, where to draft. But this was a bit of a shocker, even though you can see the graphic and look, the expectation of a descent now, and then we're going to be on a flat. The pace was relentless, absolutely relentless. Still doing 289 average. My FTP's 268 at the moment. I do a 20-minute time in about 3.5 watts per kilo to give you an idea. Between 75 and 76 kilos at best and worst. I don't fluctuate too much, to be fair. Staying at the front here, 200 calories done, 2.1 miles completed. Everyone's on the power-ups again. I haven't used mine. perhaps I should have done. Just to have a group of 222, and if you look at the graphic, nobody has been dropped, which is absolutely incredible. So you got one big bubble of 222. Look, I've just come off the front there. I'm right back in 50th place. So it's incredible. Not getting a draft. I'm doing 392 watts in the middle of the park now. That's a bit better. I've just come off the gas there. Went on that little descent. 123 feet completed. Just over 5 minutes gone. 6.7 miles to go. I've said this before, but the weather's cooling down in the UK, and it really is helping me personally. I get really affected by my body temperature going up significantly, and it really affects my performance. So the nice cool weather was really welcomed here. So we're approaching a descent, and then we'll do another series of punchy climbs here. You can see at the end, on the left hand side under my HUD, under 15th gear, you can see the Sker Summit North, which is the final climb, and you're up at 10-11%. You can see the gradient on the right graphic at the top. You know, this isn't a 4% finish over a mile. This is serious input, serious gradient. So whipping round this part again. When I was riding, you kind of don't think of the course repeating itself. I'm just thinking from one corner to the next, looking at the graphic at the top, check there's no serious climbs. Here we go again, round this left hand turn and up again. What wattage am I doing? It's just under 7%. 520, I mean, that is 531. I never do that on the climbs, and I was almost not conscious of doing that because I'm just in the pack trying to stay at the front. So they're pulling me along. 5.9 miles to go. Still at the front. Just use the feather there. I'd needed a couple of punches here. You can see, look, that last climb did just stretch this huge pack slightly. But as you can see on the graphic, nobody's really been dropped. No, they're still in the pack there. Up we go again, round the right hand bend, up to 5%-ish. I'm 430 watts, 465 watts. .6 miles to go. 3.5 miles gone, 217 climbed, 8 minutes gone. Again, I'm coming out of there and everyone's coming past me. I wasn't really using momentum very cleverly there, and I'd stopped before we got onto the descent. I'm back in the draft here doing less than 200 watts ish. And you think, can we have a breather? Just on the outside there, I need to get back in the pack. 276 average still. It's 15th gear for me all the way around. To be honest, I've been changing gear here. On the punchy climbs I've been standing up basically and then just pushing seated. 275 average. A bit of consistency there. Now we're back above 250 watts. 4 miles done, 31 miles an hour. Front 5. Just those two riders there just pulling the pack. I mean, very brave. With a group, such a huge group, over 200 riders. I mean, I've seen it on YouTube where, let's come to the front there, where there's 100 plus. And occasionally I've seen 200, but I've never raced in a pack greater than 100. I got in drafting on these front 3 here because look, you can see the graphic. The pack was stretching slightly and I wanted to go if they started making an attack. I can't be left behind there. because I just won't catch up. I'm at pretty much, well, I'm over FTP and we've gone over 10 minutes, basically. I've not used the power up here. So we go on these 4 repeats around the city, around this crit race circuit in the centre of, I think it's meant to reflect Glasgow, or is it Edinburgh perhaps? And then we go out of the city and up that KOM. Here we go. I think we're coming on this left-hander again. Repeat, 4.3 miles to go. I was thinking at this stage, surely I won't need 400 watts to stay at the front on this little punch. No one's going to attack. Everybody's using the feather and the power up there. Look at that. I can't even find myself there, even with the halo effect. Top of the climb, doing 495. No choice. And then they're off again. Look, the pack is closing round me because I'm burning matches here. Busting a gut. And we're still one of these repeat circuits go. And then it's the lead into that final KOM. Lots of names in here with attached to clubs, racing teams, competitive riders. Here we go. What am I doing? Not doing 500 yet. 475. Average 276 now. Clyde kick out reverse. That was the KOM. 34th out of 202. That's where it's positioned with 51.404 seconds. On the left, meaningless really in this race, but it's an indication actually. Fair indication, I'm in the top 30. Probably fair enough. They were beginning to stretch me here. It looks like I'm just drafting very, calculating this correctly and drafting behind the first 20-30 riders. But I'm literally struggling there. 272 average. I've just dropped off. I'm under 90 RPM, 324 calories done, and I'm early 200s on the wattage there. 13 minutes gone. Right, final 5k here. Back round the street, back round the circuit. I mean, you could position yourself, perhaps where I am here is pretty perfect for a draft, I'm guessing. But look, we're doing 340 watts. So yes, I'm going to draft, but you're above your limit. I've actually pushed through to the front there with that 330, but you get the point. This front group is moving. It's a moving target here, and you just can't relax. There's no sitting in the draft and just taking it easy and relaxing at 200 watts. Someone's gone off again. A few have used the feather there, power ups. One's really gone off there, off the front. The pack are chasing him down. So I've gone with them there so I don't get soaked to the back of that and washed out to the back of the pack. Again, 287 watts, top left, 300 watts. Reined them in. So those attacks are just being reined in. I mean, who would attack against, well, it's 223 riders now. It's growing. This bubble of draft is just growing. You can't attack against that many riders that are of a similar skill to you. Pointless. You're just burning energy. And you're going to get picked off within 30 seconds. last time round here, round the left. You can see they're pulling through and I'm getting pushed. 72nd there. Here we go. Using that 510 watts. Get back to the front. I was really feeling it here. 2.3 miles to go. Someone's gone off there, off the front. Here they come again. I've got to learn just to get that momentum over until I start the descent, like everybody else is doing. I'm just losing touch with the pack, so I'm having to put it in to get into the pack. There you go. Having to put the 400 in to just pull to the front. And then, look, 2 miles to go. Everybody's in. Let's get over this last punch here, but I think everybody's thinking the same. Or everybody's done this for the first time. What's going to happen? Who's got the energy left? Who's going to be able to climb? Who's going to attack on the climb? And we've got a little descent coming up where there's a bit of thinking time. You can see the blue. Someone's gone off there again. I mean, you literally turn to get your water bottle and the pack is splitting. You can see, look at that graphic on the top right. It's showing we're going downhill here, and I'm in a really good position for draft there actually, hence 223, and I'm sticking in back in the front here. I think just a bit of some, yeah, you can see perhaps 2 or 3 seconds ahead. Just gone for it on the downhill. Weird against 223 riders. Here we go again. No rest. Relentless. Round the corner. Down the hill. 268 average. Still in 15th gear. Look, there you go. We're going out into the countryside, the Scottish countryside. The mist. It's actually sunny there. I'm in a really good position here, actually. I felt blooming awful. I really did. And I was shocked by the pace. I thought with such a big group, everybody's going to really take it a bit steadier. Nobody's going to be attacking, and the group will kind of stick together as a bit of a dynamic. It's been pulled, stretched, ripped from the front with people attacking. What are we here? 2030. It's really difficult to see with all that information, I've got to say. Here we go. 0.9 to go. Gentle under 3%. Then you've got a bit of orange, yellow, little break on the blue. 14th. But then it's going to ramp up into some red. I don't know if, yeah, there you go, 3rd. I was going to do the same tactics as the last one. On the orange bits, stand up. On the yellow, pedal hard but sat down. A slight breather and obviously sit down on the blue. Stand up on the orange, you can't see me because I've no light in the shed. Stood up here nearly doing 500 watts. This is a strong performance. I'm averaging 270 top left, and we've nearly done 20 minutes. I reckon that's about 3.7 watts a kilo for me. Bearing in mind, 2-3 months ago I was doing 3.2 watts a kilo on average. Look, now it started stretching. On the blue bit, I was getting a bit of rest, and 10 riders have just gone and attacked on the flat. I'm stood up here again, back to 400 watts, just pulled back into the pack. That was difficult, 13%, nasty. See the cityscape in the background. Not concentrating on that at all at the time. We're up again, little orange bit. I'm in a good place here, but I am losing touch slightly. Just pull into there. This is my little break bit. Back up again. Let's have a look. Where are we? Red bit here. Sticking at 21st. I've put the feather. Use the feather. So I'm pushing this 8.5%. Top 20. Go on, keep pushing. This is where I think I made a mistake because I thought I could just have a little break. Look at that. Everyone comes past me. No one else was braking there. Everyone's just carried on. Fair play to them. I was absolutely knackered. I'm averaging 272. I'm back up at 400 watts again. Just trying to get through this next orange. Here we go. Catching again to the top 20. I mean, top 10% here almost. Happy with that. 300 watts. Just coming to the almost the little, not a breather, but the yellow part for me. And then it's going to be one more push. 25th place. Close the gap. Yeah, well, I'm trying. Yeah, I just dropped off the pace there. Couldn't hack it on that bit. Get back up for one last push. 273 watts average. One last there. Stood up. Push, push. 384, 400 watts. Get to the top of that little climb. It's just around the corner. People passing me at 400 watts. I can't help that. 273 average, 13th gear. Over the line. Unbelievable. Yeah, 3.6 watts a kilo. 270. That's the best 20 minutes I've ever done. And I've gone up from 3.0, I think, to 3.6. If you liked it, thumbs up, subscribe. I'll be back at the weekend. Thank you.